Myself and Tom and a group of us were heading to London to fight a court case for a couple that are getting property stolen off them down there. And we'd planned it in advance and we'd spoken about it. And then it was on the journey down, myself and Peter Kroll had received a call off Tom that his home had been invaded in this way. So welcome to SSGB. We continued down there because Tom said there's nothing you can do. There's hundreds of them there, metaphorically. So we carried on our way. It's atrocious. What we're looking at here is the police appearing on these in these actions, threatening the general public with under common law offences, i.e. breach of the peace, while supporting the banks and these private companies operating as security companies to steal people's property and not even asking to look at any documentation. So to my way of thinking it, there's obviously a big operation which apparently involved Leicester Police as well, and it had taken a fortnight, my understanding, to get the operation together. And they obviously haven't asked to look at any paperwork because there is no warrant in this matter. We've never seen any documentation, and through the whole process of yesterday, Tom wasn't given a single piece of paper concerning it. So that's what's happened. Where it's gone into another direction now is there's a very good act to come out which we can use against the police in these matters this year. And it's Section 26 of the Criminal Justice and Courts Act 2015. And every individual police officer who's there, be warned, your photograph was taken. They're probably aware of this. Every single one, every single person who's there had their photograph, their mugshot taken. Now, every one of them is, every single constable has got to realise that he is going to be on a mugshot board, because what we're saying is all of these actions are criminal and all of these police officers were engaged in criminal actions. Maybe they didn't realise it, maybe their boss had told them that it was perfectly legitimate, but under that act, I said, Section 26 of the Criminal Justice Act 2015, they're all liable. Now, a mugshot's going to go out of these people because we're going to put a warrant out for their arrest. We're going to arrest them. And what we're looking at doing is we're going to offer a date where individual police officers, and what we do is we advise them to seek independent legal advice for themselves. Because every police officer who's on there is we're going to put the notice out. We're going to give a date when any officer who didn't engage in any physical activity and just stood there like a dummy, perhaps ignorantly of the circumstances, will be offered the opportunity to apologise for a certain time. And if they do that, they'll be forgiven and they will get taken off that list. Simple as that. But we can't allow this to go on anymore. I heard what Mike was saying to you yesterday, Mike West, about it. And we're in, I've been saying we're in the Wild West. We're in a war zone with these people. If the private companies and the private banks are going around and stealing people's homes without paperwork, while the police stand there threatening members of the public with public disorder offences and common law offences, then that's the nightmare we're in. And in a police state, it's the police who are the criminals. It was anything up to 100 good people went there for that in a very short space of time. And what amazing people. And of course, the public are angry about this because, we've been saying, Brian, all along, look, if they've got legitimate paperwork, they don't need to go through all that expense. Why don't they simply give Tom a date? And if he doesn't comply by that date, go to the judge and say, he's in contempt of court. Can you please put a warrant out for his arrest? Wouldn't that be simple? Wouldn't that save all the public's expense? But of course they can't do that because somewhere up the food chain, they know that the documentation is fraudulent.